What's going on, everybody? My name is Brent, and welcome to our weekly show, our work in progress After Dark podcast, even though it is still very much light outside. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to say that until it's winter time again. Um, and you can catch us here every Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. No, just kidding, Pacific. And today we're just there are a couple of things that I want to talk on, but but nothing, not a set topic. uh so yeah, but to kick things off, um Casey, are you watching anything new?
Well, I mean,
just
nothing
our
from the
you
last time that we talked.
just our
Just
usual.
just the usual. I mean, I'm definitely enjoying Reincarnated as a Vending Machine.
Oh
Um,
yeah, the dub came out for that. I think I'm gonna watch that dub. So
mhm.
I need to watch the first episode of that.
So I've been watching that as well as my unique skill makes me OP even at level 1. That one I just enjoy. Um, but no, just kind of the same things that we've been talking about. I haven't really ventured out, or nothing has really caught my eye as of yet. Um, Other than Liar Liar, that one I particularly enjoy.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna check that one out. That one just so last week, I don't know. During one of our talks, I basically stated that I pick like two, maybe three shows to watch, both dub and sub, or let me rephrase, both sub first and then dub second. Um, Generally, everything else I just wait for the dub to come out because um it can, in my mind, it's like it's secondary, and therefore I will wait to watch it in a language that I understand, so that way I'm not spending that way all week. I'm not watching everything subbed. And I know that Liar Liar is one um that kind of caught my interest, and I think the dub just started for that.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have to check that out. I'll have to get in on that. And if I like it, then I'll continue on with it. But generally speaking, but like I've already got my three. I've got Rurouni Kenshin, Zom 100, and Bleach, which I need to watch today's episode
Mhm.
before tomorrow night. Um, as for me, I do have something that I did start watching, but I want to save that later on in the show.
Uh
Um, yeah, we'll get to that. Um, First, so the first thing that I want to talk about, and it's too bad that Jeremiah isn't here because I definitely would have liked his opinion on this, but um, we're going to share the screen for this Twitch situation. Okay, so yesterday a console war broke out unintentionally, in my opinion,
oh.
and so this guy, this developer, Quantum Error, for this game called Quantum Error. I don't know anything about it, but he said that the development for their game, it's like an indie game that I think was
Mhm.
crowdfunded. Um, and they're saying that it was done. It's nearing gold, right? And so um so this is sorry, my turkeys outside are doing some weird. So this is how it started, unseemingly, right? So does this mean release date for Xbox, gameplay, etc.? They say that it's going gold, and okay. We will have a couple of gameplay videos lined up to show off as soon as we announce everything. We started looking into optimizing the game for Xbox, but it is definitely going to take a bit of time. Unfortunately, Quantum Error has been made to be played with the PS5's extremely fast SSD, and the Xbox SSD is quite a bit slower, and so we're going to have to change things quite a bit and make up for that difference. Make up for that difference in speed. And someone actually warned him, just a heads up, this tweet will definitely be used in some console wars, which happened. Um, and then he goes on to say, "Thing is the truth." And it erupted into this contort. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know how things work inside of a box. However, I'm going to trust the words of the developers who are making these games. And if they're and if they're saying that there's something problematic, then I'm going to, especially if it's something that it's continuously being problematic for multiple people. Now, okay, so did this say the Xbox SSD is quite a bit slower? Now, I don't know if this means I don't know if this specifically means the Series S or the Series X. Once again, I'm not entirely familiar what's going on in inside of each box. I just want to be able to play video games. But it turned into this thing, right? See, like, and so we has like, and it didn't help that like I don't know what exactly they were thinking, and as far as like retweeting some of these things that kind of stoked the console war, right? So they retweeted the Xbox Series X strikes again when it comes to Quantum Air. The PS5 is the best place to play, confirmed. Probably not the best thing to do right there. Let's see here, and then
he was just being a troll.
yeah, I guess so. I don't know, but like it's not the first time that this has come up. I mean, the folks working on Baldur's Gate were even saying is like, hey, we got to spend more time with. Hey, there he is. All right,
What's
Jeremiah's
up?
here. Okay, cool. So I'll fill you in on I'll fill you in on what's going on here. And for those watching, I am legitimately not trying to console war. Okay, I'm not trying to console war. It's just something that was brought up that I found interesting yesterday. Okay, I'm not picking a side here. I'm not doing anything. I'm not
Heil
gonna do.
Sony.
Yeah. I'm just not doing that. So basically, we'll kind of backtrack. Where the heck was that initial tweet? You still with us, Jeremiah? Your face is just frozen.
Is it frozen?
Yeah, but it does
Yeah,
that.
you're frozen.
It does that on my thing every once in a while. See. Watch this. If I hide it, I think you'll come back. See, there you are. Now it'll freeze again. All right.
There we go.
Here. Give me a fat smile. All right, there we go. We got all
there
right.
We go. That's a
good one. Okay, so basically, what happened was this. I'll just give you a quick rundown, right? This developer for this game called Quantum Air, which is some crowd-funded indie game that is slated for both PS5 and the Xbox Series console, and it's about to go gold. And someone pointed out, asked about an Xbox release date, and he went on. He said, "Well, the game has been developed. The game has been developed with the Xbox with base. I gotta find it. I better find it. I don't want to take any of his words out of context. Let me see if I can find it here. No, I got it. I better reread it. I think. Anyways. Oh, here we go. Okay, so basically, we have a couple gameplay. So basically, does this mean that a release date for Xbox? And then it goes on. We have a couple gameplay videos lined up to show off as soon as we can announce everything. We have started looking into optimizing the game for Xbox, but it is definitely going to take a bit of time. Unfortunately, Quantum Error has been made to be played with the PS5's extremely fast SSD. The Xbox SSD is quite a bit slower, and so we're going to have to change things quite a bit to make up for the difference in speed. And then someone went on. Basically, like, someone said, just a heads up, this tweet will definitely be used by console warriors. And then he goes on to say the thing is, it's just the truth.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with this statement. What was it? The SSD of PlayStation 5 is like double the speed of the Xbox Series, right?
I mean,
Like,
so first of all, Tilted 1013, a new subscriber. He's in the chat. He says, I'm an Xbox Series X owner, and they're not wrong. The PS5's read speed is about double the Series X. If they need to load assets quickly, it could cause issues. So one thing that I pointed out to Casey, and thanks for being here, Tilted. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
One thing that I
Thank you for verifying what I said. Like, yeah, I was like, I could have sworn the SSD is double. That is definitely a good margin of difference, you know?
Mhm.
And here's the thing, like the thing that I was pointing out was I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what's going on in each box. I can look, I can see, like I could, basically I sort of take things at face value. Like sometimes I'll look at numbers and I won't pretend what they mean. I won't pretend what they mean. All I'll see is like, okay, this is just for an example, right? So this is at 7100 and this is at 6500. I'm going to assume that the 7100 is better simply because it's a larger, that it's higher. But at the end of the day, I'm still not going to know how it interacts with everything else that's within the box. You know what I mean? Like when I built my computer, I told my brother, is like, hey, what should I do here? He's like, well, I have no idea what I need. He's like, well, just go to this website and it'll tell you what is optimized for what, and then you could buy things according to that. And I'm like, okay. And then Tilted just said 5.5 gigabytes a second for PS5 and 2.4 gigabytes per second for Series X. Okay, that's cool.
There we go.
But what happened, what subsequently happened was everyone on Twitter just decided to just go, this has been debunked. This has been debunked. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're a pony. You're a Sony pony PS5 developer. This is paid by Sony. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. And it's like, but what's interesting, what's interesting is that like, this isn't the first case of this. This isn't you're good. I got what you meant, Tilted, but thank you for clarifying. 2.4 gigabyte seconds for Series X.
Yeah, he just has a dirty mind. That's all.
So it's just like, this isn't the first time this has come up, and like I don't know why it continues to be like this issue now, and why people keep like trying, like it's just like I don't know. It was something interesting that came up, and it's been all over Twitter all day. And basically,
I will say this is on both sides for that, because
it has been. It's been
because the first thing I saw, I don't know anything about this entire, like I didn't go reading into it. The first two things I saw, and I was like, that might be what Brent's talking about, just because I went on to look at something else and I saw someone saying, proven by third party that Xbox is garbage. I was like, whoa, like I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna leave that alone. And the very next one was the solid state drive. And I was like, the only thing I know about the solid state drive was that PS5 has one that is superior, like by a really good margin. And like you said, you look at the numbers and look at them from like 7100 to 6600. I look at them like if they're close enough, then it's negligible how good or bad one is. You know,
Sure.
if they're running marginally in the same area, like in the same capacity, that's good. But I was like, but I'm pretty sure double is a pretty decent,
yeah.
difference. I was like, okay, so that's. I was like, okay, so that might be what you're talking about, but I wanted to leave it alone because I figured you'd bring it up. I didn't know what they said or what they were doing, but it doesn't sound like they're shilling for Sony either. It just sounds like they were just answering a question.
That's what. Yeah, I mean, that's what they were. They were simply answering a question, and it devolved into this thing. Now, to be honest, like there's other things going on here. He did kind of go on to do like some trolling. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find that
one. Is it just one dude?
I don't know. It's just the Twitter account for this game.
I see.
Let me see if I can find it. It was like, you should not have said that. But basically the thing is like, developer confirms that the Series X is bad, and he just was like, and then he went on to say something along the lines of like, it's true, or some shit like that. It's like, dude, you can't say that. Don't do that. You're gonna piss a lot of people off. I can't find it. It's gone. Oh no, here it is. This Xbox Series S strikes again when it's confirmed by Quantum Error and PlayStation 5 is the best place to play. And he retweeted it. It's like, dude, don't do that. Don't retweet that shit. It's just like,
I
you're
mean,
gonna.
but if he was being attacked by the Xbox and they're just jumping, I'm down with that. The console war is stupid to me on both
It is.
sides. There's no reason.
It's
Just
super cringe.
yeah, and so my thing is, if I were a developer and I came out and try to answer it the best way possible, I guess maybe don't put out the facts there. I don't have any issue with that, you know?
Mhm.
Like they're pointing out their direct issue, which honestly is a lot better than what was it, Boulder Gates 3. We're just having some issues with the gameplay for Xbox, so that's why we don't have a confirmed release date at this time. It's like I wish I knew what those issues were. You know, we found them out
Sure.
later. This person, whoever these people are actually addressing. So here's the issue that we're having. Like this was what got in the way, you know?
And
And
then
it's like,
one other thing that's happening right now too is like everyone is attacking Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is an excellent game, and
mm,
basically it when it was first, it was PlayStation's second major um exclusive for the PS5 after Miles Morales. Um, and it was basically being touted as this thing that it needed to run on the PlayStation 5's powerful SSD, and now people are attacking it because it 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 can be run on an HDD for the PC, but at the lowest settings. And even at the lowest settings, it's still like recommended that you have an SSD, SSD, yeah, so solid,
SSD,
SSD,
solid
yeah.
state drive.
And it's like I don't know. It's just like, why can't people trust the developers that are doing this? Like why? Like why? Like it's super frustrating. I don't know, but I thought it was an interesting thing. Casey, you're rather quiet. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Um, to be honest, I mean, if they're having issues, they're having issues. That's pretty much it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
I understand the technical mumbo jumbo bibble babble about how quickly things need to take to load and how fast it takes a computer to read certain data. And I can understand some people getting frustrated by like 10 seconds or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in all honesty, like this whole thing about the console war because of this, it's like how many different products are literally just they do the same things, but they have different applications and they have different pieces and they have positives and negatives on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just the whole thing. There are some things that are positive and negative on both sides. Why
Mm-hmm.
are we arguing about this? Like,
I don't know.
it's stupid.
And
Tilted just put something in the chat, says, I'm assuming there won't be a switch port then. I'm like, please let there be a switch port so we can just shut up about it.
I know,
Bro,
right?
if I could, I'm just gonna throw custom firmware back on my PSP and see if I can just put it on there. You know what?
There you
Screw it.
go.
Like just this whole
Um,
in the Ratchet and Clank thing, like what are they possibly saying? It was already out, like talked about an outfit for the PS4 as well, you know?
no, it
Like so it
wasn't. It was for
obviously
It was
uh,
always for
I
PS5.
thought it had it was able to be played on the PS4 for Ratchet
I
and Clank.
it was a PS5 exclusive, and
Okay.
it was stated. I don't know. I guess I'd have to dig something up. If you can find something saying
Yeah,
yeah, like
I'm gonna look for that.
yeah, look for it and send it my way. I'm always happy to be proven wrong. Um, so, but yeah, and then this, this kind of like this sort of
Oh nope, you're right.
Oh, you found that it was always meant for PS5.
Well, I just asked the question into the great space that is Google, you know. But the first
Uh-huh.
one, like, is it on the PS4? It says, uh, it is not on the PS4. It was a PS5 exclusive, and therefore it was not going to be played on the PS4.
Yeah.
So All right, never mind
But
then. I don't
this
know. Just like
this segues into another interesting thing is so next year the rumor mill out is saying that next year, next November, we're gonna get the mid gen upgrade for the PS5 is coming.
okay.
Next November. Wow. Wow. We're already there. It almost doesn't feel real that we're already almost we're like next year will be 4 years into this generation. It's crazy to think about. But the folks at Xbox have been saying that they won't have a mid-gen, that they're not going to have like a mid-gen upgrade for the Series X next
Mm-hmm.
year to compete with that. And now it's just like, well, maybe perhaps they need one, question mark.
That's
I,
not their end goal, though. We've kind of known from the beginning their goal is to get away from consoles, to get
right.
onto their little push and subscription service. I was
Mhm.
actually just talking about to Ice about that earlier, and I was like, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if their whole push to do this is literally to move Xbox. Now that it gets into business thought,
Mm-hmm.
but to move the. So we've talked about what Xbox contributes to the whole of Microsoft, like the whole reason. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's 3%, and he's only 3% right now because Game Pass is doing well. Like it wasn't like the 2 point whatever percents, whatever,
Yeah.
right? My thing is, just like in any like big faceted business, and I'm using mine as an example, of course, that I work for, definitely outside of that scope, but it does do the same thing. Wherever your revenue is coming from, you keep whatever percentage of revenue you're given into the company, you're given that percentage of whatever you're getting for the fiscal year.
Mm-hmm.
So if Xbox is only pushing 3%, it's not getting very much, because why would they pursue that? That's 3% out of the 97% everywhere else. Wherever their biggest money is coming from, that's what they're going to focus on. And Microsoft has many pools to which they make a lot of money, but one is their actual subscription services. Uh, so
So
interesting. I'm
I don't
reading
need
this
to.
as it's coming in.
Yeah, this was actually brought up today. Or it was brought up today or
Oh,
yesterday. So Jeremiah, do you want to read that?
yeah, I can't remember who said it, but some Microsoft executives said that the Series S was the main console and the Series X was the mid-gen upgrade, but at the beginning. That'd be interesting. But to go back to so I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they're trying to push more into the subscription service to get more money allocated Xbox's way. Microsoft obviously can do whatever they want with their money,
Mm-hmm.
but they're most likely not going to invest like just a ton of resource into something that only equates to 3%. But if they make a gaming subscription service that is big enough, it might be able to move into the category of subscription services, which makes a lot more. I believe it's like 20 or 30% revenue, with the subscription
Mm-hmm.
service to Microsoft Word, Office, all this different stuff, right? So there's a possibility that's their focus. No one really knows. The facts that we have is that they don't make money on consoles, especially the Series X. They've been focusing more of the subscription service they're trying to push onto multiple platforms, multiple
Mm-hmm.
systems. It'd be interesting if they're moving out of that game from an internal sense and an external sense. From the external sense, because okay, we're not going to beat the PS5 when it comes to its exclusive content. We're not going to beat it in terms of its hardware. We're not going to in terms of hardware sales and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to beat it in terms of its exclusive hardware. Like whenever they make like that Spider-Man PS5 bundle looks sick,
Yeah.
and
I'm gonna
Xbox the
get the
last.
I'm gonna get the face plates. I'm gonna
Oh,
definitely
dude.
like I was thinking about getting I was thinking about getting the console, but then I double checked to see if there was any kind of maybe it had more storage, like if it went from 500 to 1,000. Um
Mhm.
it doesn't really have that console is for new console for people who want to buy the console.
Okay,
But they're gonna sell
but
they're
yeah,
gonna sell the face plates, which I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get the face plates. I need to match my place. I need to match my Spider-Man PlayStation 4 Pro. So I'm gonna get the
brother.
face plates to go on my PS5, and I'm gonna get the controller.
That's dope. Well, that's what I'm saying. So they don't make money on their hardware, and they definitely don't make money on any collectible or exclusive physical content
Mm-hmm.
anymore. So it would be interesting if, from an external sense, they're getting away from that to work on their subscription service, and from an internal sense, they're trying to get more money allocated for whatever they can do by doing well with this and then moving it out of the Xbox console and hardware and stuff category into the subscription service. But that was more of a thought of mine from a business aspect. Microsoft can do whatever they want, but if you actually get down to the brass tacks, there's no reason for me to give you even a percent, because that's 30% more, into a
Mhm.
category that's not making that much money, but in the collective. Last fiscal year, I was just looking through that, and like I said, I was talking to Ice about it. So that was like 56 billion for last fiscal year that's been reported,
Mhm.
and out of that, only about 2.8 billion was from Xbox, really,
Mhm.
and even still, that's only a gross. That's not taking consideration what it costs for production, what it costs to maintain.
Okay.
So yeah.
Um,
So I'm
but,
just like, I know that's kind of a weird aspect, but I was talking about it earlier. It's like, I'm pretty sure they're not going to do much else besides these weird money grab consoles, like that Oreo console, or I've
well,
seen this Barbie
they
console.
do have the Starfield console, which actually looks pretty sick. The
I like
Starfield
the
console,
controller.
the Starfield
Yeah.
console looks pretty sick. Um,
So yeah, I mean, but that's like the only one so far. But they've had weird stuff, dude. I'm sorry, the
yeah,
Oreo one's the one that keeps coming back to me. Like, what
yeah, that
is
was pretty
this?
funny. Um,
So
Tilted says, I've thought about investing in a PS5 if they do a bundle for the Project Q so I can play in bed. I respect
mm,
that. I'm debating whether or not I want to get one of those. I
mhm.
have to know more about it, really. With that being said, we're halfway through the show. I want to transition to our next point of conversation, which is, did you guys watch the new live action One Piece trailer that I sent you guys?
Did yes,
Yes.
That
yeah,
okay. All right. So 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 at the beginning of the show, I asked Casey's like what we've all been watching. And I said I have started watching One Piece again.
that a
Um,
boy.
I started watching One Piece again because I cannot, in good faith, watch the live action without watching the anime stuff first.
Mhm.
That just seems that something feels sticky about that. But I gotta say that new trailer looked really good. Like it. I mean, all things considered, I mean, you can only make stretching arms look so real. Um, like I mean, so that all still kind of looks goofy. Um, but I will say that the clown pirate guy looks legit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just now
Mm-hmm.
getting to that point in the anime. Um, that all looks legit. The oh
Casey, no.
9. Um, uh, I will say that the cast looks good, right? Like the
Yeah.
cast looks good. Um, it's it's not whitewashed by any stretch of the name. I think it's really cool that they made Luffy of Hispanic
Mm-hmm.
heritage. Um, and then of course everyone else feels like, except so I mean, of course all I know right now at this point in the show where I'm at, all I know is Zoro and Nami, right? Like and they
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah.
They look good for their castings. Um, the two other people I haven't gotten to them yet, so I can't really say for sure. And they're not featured as much in the trailers. Uh, so but yeah, it all, like, to me, like I watched the new trailer and I was like, so the first live action trailer I was like, this actually looks, this
Pretty
first
decent. The
this looks
first
pretty
one.
decent. And then of course the one that they released yesterday just basically solidified it, that like this looks
Mm.
solid. And Oda has basically has had a sizable hand in the creating of the show.
Oh, thank
um
goodness.
and um and he basically, apparently he has stated that the only way that he will agree to put it out, and actually let Netflix release it, is if he has final approval on it. And clearly something's right, because it comes out to Netflix in a month.
That's good. That means they showed respect to the creator. That means they're
Mhm.
showing respect to the fans and to the source material. That is very good. It looks good. I've already seen some people cutting into Nami, but it's more for perverse plot reasons. So,
Okay.
yeah, just comparing of bust sizes. I guess I don't care about that. What I do
I
care
don't.
about
It's
is
like she
Netflix
looks
actually giving a
good.
win for this. She do look good. She
She
do
does
look
look good.
good.
I didn't
It
real
was a stupid. I was like, ugh,
I didn't
like
realize I didn't realize it, but as I was watching the show, I realized that Nami's English voice actress is the same for Ochako. I didn't know that. But
so.
so a couple other really cool things is that the entire Japanese cast is coming back to dub their characters for the Japanese dub of the show. So the all the so and then the two Hispanic leads in the show will be doing so like the actor who does Luffy and one other character, I don't know who it is yet. Um they will be supplying their voices for the Spanish dub, which is pretty cool.
Usopp is the other one, isn't he?
I don't know. Um I haven't gotten to that character yet. So
Oh,
I don't.
he comes after Buggy. He should be the one with the bandana. I'm looking at a picture of them right now, actually. Yeah, I think it's Usopp.
Oh, okay. I'm just
Man,
gonna
they're
kind of
bringing
agree with you.
Sanji in quick, and like Sanji is the guy in the suit. If you look at it, look at him. The guy with green hair, of course, is Zoro or Zolo. If you're 4 kids,
Mhm.
the guy in the suit is Sanji, and he's the cook. Of course, Nami, Luffy, and Usopp is the one with the bandana. He tells really good stories.
Okay. Um
I used
so
to love I
it's
got down on One Piece back in the day. I
it's
just stopped and started waiting for synopses and reading. So
Mhm.
so let me see if I can find that article that I looked at earlier. But it's going to be 8 episodes long. The first
oh,
season. Um, that's right. I typed it in episodes. I because it only is listed for 8 episodes. Um, but let's see here. It's gonna based, and you guys can tell me like what, and you guys can confirm this. So the final episode of the season is going to be titled "Worst in the East." Worst in the
So,
East is likely going to be the final Netflix One Piece and live the going to be the finale of the first season of Netflix's live action One Piece series, and it's going to cover the events of the Logue Town arc, the island of the beginning of the island of the beginning and the end. This is the place where the famous pirate king Goldie Roger was born and executed, and it is going to be the final place Luffy and the Straw Hat crew visit before they enter the Grand Line. Fans will be introduced to many iconic characters such as Smoker in this arc. Furthermore, Alvida and Buggy are going to make a return in this arc, which is very exciting for everyone to see. Above all, Luffy's 30 million berry bounty will be on display in this arc, and he will become the most wanted man in the East Blue. And that's so
mm.
that where does that so as far as like where does that like how many episodes in would you say that puts us?
Gosh,
that's
fuck.
that's far in, isn't it?
Yeah, that's at least 30 episodes.
Hmm.
Well, it's not as bad as it could be.
No, no, no. But it does mean okay. So one, I wonder how long each episode's going to be. I'm wondering if it's going to be
I,
hour-long episodes or 30 minutes.
I sure as hell hope it's going to be an hour. If like
They need to because here's the thing: they're going to have to get through, of course, the start of it with Luffy doing his thing, fighting Nami and Luffy, uh, Zoro and doing
Hmm.
his thing. You know, they're going to have to get to Usopp and his land and fighting Captain Kuro. They're going to have to fight, and then they're going to have to get
okay,
past that. They're going to have to find Sanji, which is of course on the boat. Oh gosh, dog, I
The,
can't remember the
the
name of the
the
boat, but you
the
learn his back.
restaurant.
Yeah, the boat restaurant. But then after that, they're going to go and they're going to fight. Or I mean, the worst in the east is most likely the is Arlong. You know, and so it's like that's a good bit in. I mean, the
Mhm.
stuff on Usopp's Island was a very long drawn out thing as well. Like it was a very iconic like start to everything.
So
Getting Usopp onto the crew. So
just a quick Twitter. It says, according to a Twitter post from a popular One Piece news source, One Piece Defender, the first season of the live action series will consist of eight episodes, each running around 1 hour, with titles
okay,
that hint at how quickly the show plans to move through the source material.
Okay.
I'm assuming so. For example, I'm assuming that they're shaving some fat. I think one of the big things that I've read, and spoiler alert for anybody who may not be who may not super know much about One Piece, but I think Nami is going to join. Not, it's my understanding that Nami is going to join up with Zoro, along with Zoro, at that time, as opposed to the pirates finding Nami out in the middle of the ocean. So they're probably going to run into the pirate. I forgot what his name is. Is Buggy, right? Is it Buggy? Or did I have that?
The clown?
The clown. Okay.
Yeah, Buggy.
So perhaps they'll run into Buggy a different way than attempting to rescue. Anyways, but that's gonna be. I'm now definitely curious, and I'm going to. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it. I'm going to take it slow with watching One Piece, maybe a couple episodes a day. I should be able to get there. I should be able to get there in time to be able to watch everything that's covered in what will be season 1 of the live action show. And is it our plan on August 6th to watch Gear 5?
Might as well.
Right, yeah, might as well.
I mean, everything will be.
I keep it up with it, so
everything will be so out of context for me. Like, I'll just watch it and be like, everyone's calling this Luffy's Ultra Instinct moment. And that it could very well be bigger. It could very well be a bigger event than Goku going Ultra Instinct Mastered. So we'll see about that. I don't know. It's because I have a bias towards Dragon Ball. It's just like, okay. I'm just like, how I see it is just like, I don't know how anything could possibly be bigger than Ultra Instinct.
So all right, hold on. Pause.
Okay, Casey. Okay, all right.
So this constantly has been bugging me.
Okay.
Is the whole Nami joins with Zoro thing.
Okay.
Nami and Zoro basically do meet Luffy at the same time in the same town.
They do. Except it's my understanding that Nami isn't going to take off on her own boat.
Well,
yeah.
Why is that such a big thing?
I don't know, but apparently some people don't like it. I don't know, but I don't know.
Being heavy critical about live action, which sounds like it's doing pretty decent, is pretty scummy in my opinion. The fact is, I'm just glad they're showing respect to the owner and the IP, and by extent the fans. If you're going to nitpick about something like that, then I just wouldn't suggest watching any remake of any anime. Don't watch Progressive, because it's going to change your whole perspective on Sword Art.
When Progressive is arguably so much better than like. I mean, it felt like, don't get me wrong, I still love OG Aincrad. I love OG Aincrad. I know that a lot of people don't, but I love OG Aincrad. But Progressive makes it so much better. Like, Progressive, just in those first 2 Progressive movies, you guys still haven't seen Scherzo of a Deep Night, huh? The one that came out this year?
Not yet.
Damn.
Not yet.
Because like part of our end of the year big anime show where we talk about some of the best stuff, I wanted to bring up movies, and I wanted to bring up best anime movies, and I feel like I've been the only one who's been able to successfully get out and see a lot of them. I think we all went and saw Slime. We all watched. Casey hasn't watched Black Clover yet. But I'm the only one who saw Suzume, and I think I'm the only one who saw Scherzo of a Deep Night. And I think that was about it. But and I think that's about it for the anime movies of the year anyways. But yeah. So I just in those first 5 movies, it establishes so much more and sets up for so much more, especially like, with Shares of a Deep Night more hints at um having more hints at Laughing Coffin, which I always thought like, and I've talked about this a bunch. Laughing Coffin is arguably Sword Art Online's biggest missed opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
huge missed opportunity because here's the thing, like, it's a big part of Gun Gale, and you're relying on Kirito's flashbacks to fill in those blanks
Mhm.
when we should have had those blanks already full, so that way we could be experiencing that PTSD. We as the audience should be experiencing that PTSD in that moment as well. But yeah, my big thing is like I'm hoping my big thing is I'm hoping that the progressive movies, which I think that they're going to do more of, will continue to expand on Laughing Coffin because it needs to be.
It's not just Laughing Coffin. There's so much about the progressive storyline that just had to come into play here. My
Mhm.
only issue with Aincrad really is the fact that we just make those huge jumps. We went from floor 1, episode 1 to floor 1, episode 2 to floor 23, episode
I
3, but
know.
he's actually on a lower floor. It's like, and
Yeah.
then it just kept jumping from there, and it was so annoying for me. But especially when we got to Gun Gale and we're talking about Laughing Coffin, it's like, you mean those people that were referenced in 2 whole episodes?
Yeah, I know,
Like,
right?
and apparently they were a big deal. I was so frustrated. Like, this just makes me hate it more. I liked the
And then
what
like
is it? Was it the
they
elf
play
one more?
they played Pooh, like that's how it's Pooh. It's Prince of Hell, Pooh. They play it in they reference Pooh in Gun Gale, and it's like, and I'm sitting there like, who the fuck is Pooh? Um
Mhm.
and then he's like the big enemy. Spoiler alert, he's the big enemy in War of the Underworld. And it's just
Mhm.
like, it's like this guy should have been built up as a much better antagonist. Anyways,
There
but
was a
we
reason, but
Well, I
yeah, I
mean,
agree. I'm glad for
nobody can
progressive.
be as good of a villain as Mr. Whiskers.
who the hell is Mr. Whiskers?
Oh no, it's Don Fluffles.
Oh, that's right, Don Fluffles.
Who's
Don
Don
Fluffles.
who's Don Fluffles? Is that a
Don
One Piece thing
Fluff.
Don.
that I have? Is that a One Piece thing that I haven't gotten to yet?
It's a Sora
It's
Online abridged thing.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
There
All right.
apparently the joke was, and apparently there was a cat. They were trying out this cat that it was a joke for views. They made this cat play Sora Online, but it got trapped in the game, and now
Oh
he's
no.
playing. But Kirito can actually talk with him, and it's this whole like Don Fluffles is this cat that started a whole empire. Of course, people are going to worship a cat player, an actual cat, and so he became this Don, this mafia
God,
boss. And at
I
one point,
hate abridged stuff. I hate abridged stuff
you would have
so
that that
much.
was
I hate
so
it.
good, though. It
I
was
hate
so
abridged
good.
shit. I hate
When he's
it.
on the council, when he's on the Blood Oath Knights council, Casey, and
it's
and he's like,
wonderful.
"Meow," he's like, Don Fluffles, you son of a bee. Like, how long's it been? I still have that knife you put in my back. I've been meaning to give it back. It's like,
Wait,
can he actually speak cat, or is he just messing with us now? But then
at
goes
this
Don Fluffles
point,
goes,
it's both.
"Wow." Like, yeah, it's both. Anyways, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, but no, I do agree with you, Brent. And there are definitely a few things that come to your attention, like, wow, everyone apparently had really nice names. So I really like Pooh because I'm like, oh, thank goodness someone is realistic here. Someone would have put something stupid, you know. But even
But it's
more than that,
POH. It's just
yeah,
POH, not yeah, like
yeah,
It's still
um
poo.
it's still
it's
poo.
still Pooh.
It's
It's
still
still
poo.
Pooh. But we wanted that not just for that, but it's just like, man, we jumped everywhere.
Hmm.
Like, all we really have to accept is the fact that he's good. That Asuna got over her first level issues and suddenly is just this goddess on the battlefield.
I know,
That
right?
he just gets all these things done, and
Well,
it's frustrating. And then
she's
you
still
find out that it was
she's pretty
good.
confident. She's pretty confident in shares of a deep night, which is floor 5.
Good, good.
Yeah,
I
she's
mean, no,
already
that's
there.
good. I'm not saying she's not a prodigy. I'm saying we didn't see that. Oh, the
No.
next time we see her, she's leading a raid. And it's
And
like,
she's second.
what?
She's second in
What?
command of the biggest guild in the game.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, like that happened. Thanks, guys. But again, the artist was, it was a contest at first that won out, and he
Mhm.
had to finish it. And he started doing his thing, and then it's like he always did want to go back and flesh that out because it was sped up. It was sped up for the
Mhm.
money, and I get it. I'm not going to get on him for that. I'm glad that he went back and started doing progressive, and I think this is amazing. I do want to watch the movie. I'm just terrible. I'm an Xbox fan. What do? We jump from game to game. I start a
Well,
movie, and 10
the
minutes later,
movie
I'm watching
like
Will and Grace.
the movie isn't on Crunchyroll yet.
Sad day.
I don't. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm kind of bummed
Mhm.
because a lot of other movies that have come out before that are already landing on, and I think it's an Aniplex issue. They take forever with things. Anyway, but
I look forward to it.
yeah. So the One Piece live action looks pretty legit, like it does,
Mhm.
and I think
I'm excited for it.
we will have to, like, let's see here. It drops on like August 31st, which is like I think a few days before I fly out to see you, Jeremiah.
I think that should actually be the day after you fly out to
It
see me.
is the day
This much-
after I fly out. We might have to
Sounds
watch
to me
it.
like we're going to be watching that.
Sounds like we're going to be watching it at night while we're winding down from being in the
Gosh,
festival all
dog.
day.
I'm down with it.
Not festival, but the anime thing. Next year we need to
Hey,
get
it's gonna
Casey
be
to come to an
festivities
anime thing.
all day, baby.
Yeah.
I was telling him like next year we might just focus on California. Let's make it big. Let's
So
head
like
on out there.
Jalen wants me to go to Anime Expo, but I told him I am not going to go to Anime Expo so long as they sell it out the way that they did. That is
especially after this year. That was just stupid and insane.
That looks like a fire hazard waiting to happen. There were like 5 hours. There were like 5 hours of lines waiting to get into line, waiting to get into line, waiting to get into line. It was just like, it looked ridiculous. And I told him, and he was like, we should, but like, what if you're with good friends? I'm like, dude, I don't like you that much. Like, like, no, I mean, I joke, I kid, but like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that with like, I wouldn't do that with like, I wouldn't do that with anybody. I wouldn't do that with like, I'm telling you right here, right now, Casey, you're one of my closest friends, and we started this channel together. And I'm telling you, if you were to invite me to Anime Expo next year, I would say no. There's too many. If they're overbooking it, I'm not going. So it's not about whether or not I know you for real or just online. Like, I will not go to something that packed because I'd be concerned that I'd get stabbed. It's LA. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like, and God, imagine the stench, right? It's a bunch of nerds walking around in cosplay
Weebs.
in the Los Angeles Convention
Weebos.
Centers, in the Los Angeles Convention Center, in the middle of, what is it, like in the middle of summer, right? So because I think it's like a June thing, and it's like it's gonna be hot, it's gonna be nasty, people are gonna be sweating, and you're all like touching each other, and it's just like, ugh. Like, yeah.
Brent, I have some bad news.
What?
So you don't know what Texas summer is, do you?
But will San Japan be as sold out? Do you think it's going to be as packed as Anime Expo?
It's so big it had to open up to a whole nother hotel. So, and not just for staying, like it's in 2 separate hotels.
Well, at least they're accommodating,
Mhm.
right? Well, we'll see. Well, I mean, I'm bracing myself for the possibility of it being just so like uncomfortable.
What I'm saying is 100-degree weather in Texas doesn't stop until October.
I am preparing for that. Like, I am.
Yeah.
Like, I've lived in Fresno. I think I'll be okay.
But we're going to be on the Riverwalk with that too. I can't wait to have you down here because I love the Riverwalk. I love San Antonio. It's a beautiful place.
Does San Antonio have some good Texas barbecue?
I mean, arguably every place does. San Antonio, they do have the county line on the Riverwalk, but I believe they have a competing place. The best place for barbecue is probably Dallas, Texas, but I'd have to check in on that.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Because like all I hear is Texas barbecue, Texas
Texas
barbecue,
barbecue,
Texas barbecue,
Texas
Texas barbecue.
barbecue. We do it nice and savory. You know, it's got that mesquite flavor because that's all we got down here. You know, like
I'm gonna be getting I'm gonna learn how, as part of some of the stuff that we're gonna be building on this farm out here, is we're gonna be doing an outdoor kitchen and
ooh,
and I've asked for a smoker. I want to learn how to smoke. So
bro. I
yeah,
love smoking meats, bro. It is one of my favorite things because it has some maintenance, of course. It's not hard, dude. Keep it
yeah.
low and slow, baby.
It's
Keep it at
it's
200 and let it go for
it's
hours.
it's an excuse to start drinking beer at 5 a.m.
See, for me, it's an excuse at my office. They'll be like, "Oh, hey, we want you to smoke something." I was like, "Oh, cool." So I'm working from home for 2 days because the first day is going to be me smoking it, and and then I'm just going to maintain it. So like brisket, there's a 2-step process for that for myself. I smoke it for about 16 to 18 hours, and I put it in the oven. Or I could keep it on the grill, but I don't have one that can just maintain the temperature. I
Mhm.
use charcoal or wood. So I'll put it in my oven at the lowest setting at about like 160, and I'll just keep it that way overnight. So that way all the fat renders. It's an awesome way to do things,
That
for
sounds
brisket.
amazing.
It is
It's
freaking.
like
And so my thing is, if y'all want it, I'm at home working for 2 days at home, doing whatever busy work you want while I'm playing games. Like
so I is like we have people hopping in and out of watching, and like they're clicking the thumbnail thinking that we're gonna be talking about live action. They pop in and is like talk about smoking meats.
meats instead. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to One Piece. Honestly, it'd be nice to have a discussion. I don't know if y'all have ever
No,
watched the live action animes on Netflix, like any of the other ones, like Death
no.
Note, Full Metal Alchemist. Oh goodness, they Bleach has a live action on there, which is
I'd be
terribly good.
afraid. I'd be afraid to
Terribly
watch
good.
them because like I don't know. I'd be a I'd be afraid. I'd be so afraid. Apparently J.J. Abrams holds the live action rights to Your Name. Um which like it put like with what he does with lens flares, it could possibly work. Um but like I mean that one's not really that hard to do a live action. It would be so hard to mess up Your Name in live action. It's a very like it's a very good concept that can be done in live action. Um but I don't know, it's live action remakes of cartoons in general just usually aren't particularly good. Um I will say Detective Pikachu was solid.
Like
Detective
Detective
Pikachu,
Pikachu.
huh?
I liked Detective Pikachu, not just because Ryan Reynolds was in it. I liked all of the Pokemon, all of the references. It was
Mhm.
really good in my opinion. I have nightmares about what Dittos can do. It's a whole thing that happened over here on that day. Like, bro, that the Ditto is the chick, and that's a spoiler if no one's watched this very old movie. But like that haunted me when she took her glasses off. I was like, oh, what is going
Oh
on here?
yeah, the
Yeah,
eyeballs.
like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, didn't that come from a Pokemon
Oh,
episode?
Well,
I don't even
Dittos
know,
when
honestly.
no, that is something that I think was in the anime, that when Dittos replicate something, there is something usually just slightly off.
No,
Um
no, no. It was one specific episode. It was in the Magic House. They were trying to help a girl whose Pokemon was a Ditto because every time that Ditto changed, it always had the beady eyes. And she was trying to stop it and try to make it mimic Pikachu completely, like perfectly. There was an episode like that. It was in the very first season, I believe.
okay. I'll take it's been a while, but I honestly believe it. But yeah, so
It just scares me. Like I was like, I saw that and I was like, that's that new fear unlocked. Like I would have had that Xbox achievement, like new fear unlocked. It's like, that's terrifying. Something about that. My brother, on the other hand, he loved it. He was just like, "That's so weird." It's like, yeah, it is. But
Um,
golly,
the next thing I want to ask, before we sign off for the day is, Jeremiah, have you moved into the Culling game arc yet?
not yet, not
Okay,
yet. So
that'll.
I like there was a lot to process yesterday, and so this morning, for instance, I took time to go back and watch because I felt like I missed some transitions.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "No, I didn't. It moved that way in between some of the fights. Is like it just happened to move that quickly between certain people, you know?
Mhm.
Which we can discuss not on this, so we're not
Yeah.
throwing spoilers, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
But
also don't want to spoil anything for Casey, so that might just have to be an
yeah,
independent conversation.
I'll send it to you later.
But thought I saw some lights outside.
He's getting squatted. You've made it. You've made it in streaming. You're getting squatted.
It
Here,
must
I
be
thought he was being abducted.
it must be like the ghosts on this property. Because there are ghosts on this property. I occasionally see them. Casey, any final
Say that? You're just gonna passively say that and move on? Yeah,
yeah.
Casey, like
Casey, any final thoughts on some of the stuff that we've talked about today?
Final thoughts on some of the stuff. Honestly, I'm just kind of looking forward to see what is going to end up happening. I mean, with the console wars and with not just the console wars, but with what is it? With One Piece live action. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping that they do it well. I'm also looking forward to the Avatar live action that Netflix is doing. So, I gotta keep my hopes up.
I mean, we don't talk about that other Avatar live action. We just don't do that. We don't do that.
Oh, the blue people? No, that was great. That was great. That was a great.
Yeah, that was a great one. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Jeremiah, what about you?
Same thing. I'm just gonna honestly just throw it back there. I'm looking forward to One Piece. I will say I'm not looking forward to the console war, guys. Just drop it. Just play your games, guys. Everyone at this point does have games to play. Go play them. You know, just play them and shut up. Stay off Twitter for a bit. Hug your mom. If you don't have a mom or she's not there, find someone's mom and hug them. I don't know. Like, do something else.
There are flashlights outside. They must be putting away the chickens.
Yeah, but yeah,
but
so I'm looking forward to the One Piece live action. I'm definitely looking forward to August 6th for all that. So yeah,
what comes out on August 6th? Gear 5, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have fun with that. Hopefully Crunchyroll doesn't. Crunchyroll will probably crash that day. So we may have to save Gear 5 for August 7th.
Fair.
Or very late in the evening on August 6th.
3 in the morning. Just like
I know, right?
When no one's watching.
It's always crazy when Crunchyroll it gets crashed. Is like, something like, let's see, in recent years, what has crashed Crunchyroll? Ultra Instinct Goku did. Chainsaw Man crashed Crunchyroll, and I think Jujutsu Kaisen crashed Crunchyroll.
I must say Jujutsu Kaisen did.
I think Jujutsu Kaisen did. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Everyone who came in and watched today, thank you very much. Tilted 1013, thank you for participating in the first half of the show. Really appreciate it. And we are here live Dip Down Anime just showed up. You're catching us at the very end here, but we've talked a little bit of everything as well. We've talked a little bit about some console optimization stuff, and we just got done talking about the live action One Piece, which looks pretty legit. Everything is well here. We are getting ready to wrap it up. Thank you for coming in at the very end. We really appreciate it. But we will be back here next Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. Well, with the topic of conversation coming at a later date. But yeah, thank you for coming, Jeremiah. Thank you for being here, Casey. Thank you for being here, and we will see you all next week.
Be happy humans.